Il Papiro is the shop where we came to watch the paper marbling. They do still have a factory in Florence. They have 3 shops, I think, in Italy and 1 in Melbourne in Australia. Weirdly, there was someone in our group from Melbourne who'd been to it before. So this is just a demonstration space. I think you can pay to do an example yourself, but we just watched the demonstration. And you can see she's already put the paint on the water at this point, a sort of layer of purple first, larger blobs of the red, smaller blobs of the yellow. And then she just goes in with a stick and she describes this as moving the colour. And you can see it's just swirling up and down. She's going to get, in a moment, a comb, which is what really does the magic. And she explains that there's different kinds of combs you can use, fine-tooth combs and wide-tooth combs. And that is, you can see here, just going to be dragged straight through the colour. The colour lies on top of the water. It's, I don't know, traditionally it'd be oil-based. I don't know if it still is. But it's lighter than water, so it lies on top. And you can see the kind of arched pattern with all the colours coming together. And she's just doing that little dab with the paper to show us what it would like if you marble the paper at this point. But she's not. She's going to get her stick again and give it a third wiggle. And this is what produces the very distinctive feather pattern that's really associated with the Florentine marbling. So she's done that, and then she's just going to lay the paper on top of the water really carefully. You don't want to smudge it. And she'll go around the edges, making sure it's all fully laid down. And then she uses the stick just to kind of pull it neatly off the surface with any excess water left behind. And there's our marbled paper. It is a bit garish. I don't think these are the colours they actually use in the factory, but it really shows the process very clearly. And you can see how beautiful that is, just done in a couple of minutes. They also do block printing of paper, and these are all the examples they had in the studio of this very arts and crafts sort of style, very William Morrissey. I don't know how old all of these designs are, but they were so beautiful, mostly with 1 colour of printing, sometimes 2, maybe some with more than that, I'm not sure, but really the design rather than the colour is what makes it so fabulous. So we had this one that we could look at a bit more closely. I love that snail. I thought that was such a fun design. And you can see there some of the blocks, very like the sort of Indian block prints, wood prints that you can sometimes find in market. It was an absolutely beautiful shop. I spent more there than anywhere else in Italy. You know you spent too much when they give you something free. They had these beautiful paper necklaces, paper sculptures, paper flowers. I bought notebooks and cards, very expensive but very beautiful Christmas cards. They gave me a free calendar. Yeah, it's lovely. I would have spent more in there if I'd had more to spend. We also went to this little leather maker's shop. I really loved that window display of the little bags. It was a little bit disappointing. You can see there's a sort of studio there. We didn't really get a demonstration. She showed us some of the kinds of leather that she uses, but she doesn't actually prepare the leather herself. She buys it like that, already coloured. And then she showed us the different kinds, how thick some of it is, what it's used for. And then there was opportunity to purchase. I was a little bit tempted by the dog poo bag holder. I didn't. But it was a really lovely tour of Florence to see these artisan makers. And if you haven't already, do go and watch the one about the Florentine mosaic, because that was extraordinary. I really enjoyed this sort of graffiti-ish wall. It was an art and design college. I can't remember what it's called. But there we are, the Accademia Italiana. I want to make beautiful things, even if nobody cares. That was the one that really spoke to me. And Florence is a city full of beautiful, beautiful things.